The date is Friday, May 26th. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Figure Four podcast. My name is Doug, and in this episode, Dawn and I are going to be going over the card for this Saturday's Night of Champions. So far, 6 matches announced. Only title that hasn't been really talked about is the U.S. title. We're going to discuss that. We're also going to give our predictions for the pay-per-view. So without further ado, let's get to the show. Hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so the card for Night of Champions on Saturday. We'll start. I'm going to start just from the list that they have here. Don't start laughing because I'm going to burst out laughing. It's an inside joke, folks. Okay, so the first match. You're such a silly. Okay, so it's Rhea Ripley versus Natalya. SmackDown Women's Championship. I like this match. This is going to be good because it's going to be nothing but raw power, but it's going to be good wrestling too. Like, it's going to be good wrestling, high impact, and it's going to go a little while, I think. I think it's going to go 20 minutes. It'll be a 20-minute match for sure. But Rhea's going to come out on top. That's what I think.
Oh, yeah, Rhea's coming out on top on this one. Like you said, it's gonna be straight up power. I won't be surprised if it goes 25 minutes. I think Natty's gonna pull out some pretty decent moves. She's gonna take Rhea to the limit, but
I think she's gonna be the toughest challenge for Rhea yet. Like, power wise, like Natalya can actually match Rhea with power. I mean, she's built not like your average woman, like Rhea's been facing since she won that title.
No, she's definitely going to face some power with Natty. You look at the competition that she's been up against and she's taken on that title. It's been smaller stature women. They've taken her to a test. They've tested her, but I think Natty's she's gonna put on a good show. I see Rhea coming out with the title though at the end. I don't see.
I want to see the title go on Natty. I would love to see it.
Yeah,
but when
I don't see it happening now.
No, and you know what? I don't see it happening ever again in her career. She's been wrestling a very long time. And I think she's there now to mostly just put people over and give them, like, she's not a jobber by any means. Right. But I think that the title reigns for Natalya have come and gone depending on the draft, because as long as Rhea is in the same division as Natalya is not wearing that belt. She's just not. My opinion.
I can see that. I wouldn't be surprised if she teams up with somebody else and goes for the tag strap.
I could see that. Absolutely.
I can see that happening, but in terms of the heavyweight, it's going to be a good match. Don't get me wrong, it's going to be a good match. I'm looking forward to this one. But I don't see Rhea dropping this match or dropping this belt in this match against Natty.
No.
Great wrestler, but I don't see it happening.
Let's go on now. The Raw Women's Championship, Bianca Belair against Asuka. I think this is it for Bianca Belair. I think she drops the belt to Asuka. I was shocked that she didn't drop the belt at WrestleMania, to be honest with you. She's had the belt over a year now. It was a year at WrestleMania. And I said this in one of our other shows. She's an athlete. She's a damn good athlete. She's a damn good wrestler. But her title reign over the last year plus has been very mediocre. I find myself wanting to skip, just fast forward if I got it recorded through anything that she's in. I think it's time for some fresh blood. I think her and Asuka can have a couple of good returns, but she's still young. She's going to have more championships down the road. I just think the time has come. They've been pushing Asuka a lot since this whole remake of her character. I did.
Yep.
It's going. This is another match that's going to be. This is a pay per view where I think the women's matches might be a little bit better than the men's.
I won't be surprised.
But I'm going to go with Asuka in this. I think I was shocked it didn't happen at WrestleMania. I think it's Asuka's time with the push and the evolving of the character with her, with the new face paint and the new haircut, and like I'm digging it. I'm digging Asuka now. I got bored with her. I'm digging it now. I think it's her time. I'm going to give it another 25 minute match. No, you know what? 15 to 20 minutes. I'll say it's going to go, and I go with Asuka winning the title.
No, that's good. That's a good projection. Myself, I think going back to WrestleMania, I I I don't see Asuka winning it then. They needed to build up the story. They needed to give it a little bit more meat, if you know what I mean. Going into this weekend, I won't be surprised if Asuka wins, but at the same time, I'm looking at it like, okay, you're going to have a few, like you said, a few matchups against Bianca again. You know, like a few rematches. But where does that go? Where does Asuka go with that?
I think it'll be on to something new. Bianca will get a rematch guaranteed on Raw. Maybe the next pay-per-view there'll be another rematch, and then I think they'll just go in another direction, and Bianca will be off doing something else, and Asuka will be doing something else. But Bianca's going to have more titles. She's got a big future. She's still young. She's got a lot of wrestling left in her, and she's going to have a lot more championships. But for now, I think it's time to move on. Give Asuka that belt. Let her go. And Bianca still has a little bit of learning to do as well, too.
Right.
Again, she's just young, but yeah, it's time. It's time. My opinion.
Yeah, I can see that, but like again, at the same time, like, you know, okay, you're going to put the strap on Asuka. Okay, so who's gonna challenge her for that? Like, there's no one that she really has any other heat with at this time.
Not yet.
You know, not yet. Who, like, I mean, looking at the current roster, who could potentially push for some heat? I don't know. I mean, they've been building up this now for a little while.
See, since the draft, everything is. People are starting to just get into storylines now since the draft.
Yeah.
So, I mean, anything can happen. Like I said, I still predict she's going to win the title, and then she'll come out on Raw and try to give a speech like, nobody's ready for Asuka. And it won't, maybe Bianca will come out and say, you know, like, I want my rematch. Someone else is going to come out and say, hey,
right,
I deserve a rematch. Then you're going to wind up, they do this all the time. And then you're going to see a triple threat or a 4-way or something like that.
right.
Or they'll have a battle royal. There's a million different ways they could come up with more heat to find a new number one contender and just slowly kind of fade Bianca out. But who knows? We're all armchair quarterbacks. That's why we're here and not working for WWE. Okay. The tag team championship match, the undisputed tag team championship. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. Fuck. Okay. I'm going to say it again. I said it at WrestleMania. It didn't happen. Someone's going to fucking turn on somebody. Now, we talked about this for WrestleMania. There was like 8 different ways this match can go. Okay. I'm still saying someone's going to fucking turn on someone. In the back of my mind, I'm still saying this whole thing is a rouge and Sami Zayn is still with the bloodline. I don't know why. I just have that feeling. I just can't see Kevin Owens being the one to turn his back on Sami. If that now that's on them. With Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, I think Solo is in this with Roman. I think the Usos are going to come down. Now, this is another way this match could go. The Usos come down. They try to help out their tribal chief to get back into his good graces, and they wind up fucking him right in the ass without a courtesy spit. Accidentally, maybe accidentally, maybe on purpose. I can't see on purpose. I think they'll still try to get back in his good graces. They're going to do something to piss him off. And he's going to fucking, like do whatever. Solo, I think you'll see a little bit Roman's going to get mad at Solo, and he's going to like look at his thumb and want to drive it up his arse, like that picture you sent me earlier today. But I don't know who is going to come out on top. I'm hoping Roman doesn't get a third and fourth belt, but I don't know. I honestly can't predict a winner. Who do I want to see win? Honestly, I want to see Roman and Solo win just so I can hear people say, for fuck's sake, enough. But I honestly can't pick a winner. It's literally flip a coin, and this match can go one of a million different directions again. That's just me.
Yeah, I've been kind of on the same page, man. Like I'm looking at this, and it's funny because I don't buy a whole lot into the rumor mill online. Like, oh, this is someone is saying that this is going to happen.
I don't look at them at all.
That's going to happen on, like on Raw or SmackDown. But when I read this one rumor that Roman and Solo were going to be challenging for the tag titles, I'm like, how the fuck is that going to work if this is like Night of Champions and he like all the titles are supposed to be contended for? So who is he defending the heavyweight belt against? And then to find out he's not putting up the straps at all.
Yeah.
Okay, so him and Solo are going after the tag straps. What the fuck?
That's why I think there's a chance they could walk out with the tag titles, because he's not defending the world championships.
This is my take, and this is just off of body language from the last couple of weeks that I've seen on SmackDown and the odd occasion on Raw. I think Solo is going to turn on Roman. Something's going to happen. He's going to somehow or another fuck things up. They're not going to win the tag straps. Sammy and KO, they're going to retain. He's going to end up then getting pissed off at Solo, and something's going to happen there. There's going to be a schmoz. But I won't be surprised if Solo ends up turning on Roman. It's something. There's just something about his body language the last couple of weeks. He like the way that he's been looking at Roman in the ring. I don't know, man. I got this funny feeling something's gonna happen. There's gonna cause a rift there.
Do the Usos stay with? Do you think now? We'll just say for argument's sake, Solo says, "Stick it in your ass, I'm out of here," and they split. Do the Usos, do you think, go with Solo, or they try to still suck Roman Reigns' ass and keep the bloodline thing going?
My gut is telling me that they're going to say, they're going to flip them the bird and say, here's to you, and they're going to go on their own. If Solo turns on Roman, that's going to be the Usos' way of saying, we're loyal to the tribal chief. We're this is what we're doing. We're going to continue to back you and all this kind of stuff to look for their own protection.
Gotcha.
Because they don't have tag straps right now. They don't have a title. So they're going to be looking for some portion of the island of relevancy.
I was just going to say that. Yeah, great minds.
And that if Solo does end up flipping on Roman, that's going to be their way of saying, we're loyal to you. You're our tribal chief. We're backing you 100%.
I can see Jay. We love you, tribal chief. And then you see the other fellow in the background. Yee. I don't know. So you're saying that the Bloodline does not win the tag team titles? Oh, not well. Roman and Solo. You're saying they're not going to win the tag titles?
Yeah, I think KO and Sammy they're going to retain them. I won't be surprised if it's a disqualification.
Yeah, totally.
We haven't seen one of those in a little while.
Yep.
I'll be surprised, honestly, if they end up winning it straight up.
No, it won't be straight up.
Here's the kicker. I won't be surprised if there's another family member that steps in and steps up for the Bloodline.
Holy fuck.
Someone else.
Is there any more?
Dude, look at the family line. Look at the Bloodline.
Maybe The Rock.
I mean, who knows? Who knows?
If Roman's the tribal chief, then fuck, The Rock's got to be Jesus Christ and Muhammad and every other goddamn, I'm still saying I don't know. It's literally flip a coin. If I had to guess, and it's only out of pure selfishness, just to hear people lose their shit, I will pick Roman and Solo to win the tag title so people can say, fuck off, enough already. Fuck, seriously, fuck off. Kill Vince McMahon. He's got enough fucking belts. But that's my thought on that if I had to.
Right.
Okay. Gunther versus Mustafa Ali for the Intercontinental Championship. I'm not even spending a lot of time on this. Gunther's had that belt a very, very long time. He's been a fighting champion. I like Gunther. Ever since the Royal Rumble, I've got a lot of respect for that dude. I used to skip through a lot of his shit, but now, since the Royal Rumble, I actually pay a lot of attention to him. He's going to lose that belt eventually. But fucking Mustafa Ali is not going to be the dude to do it. And I know they've kind of pushed him a little bit over the last few weeks. And we're going to be over there in his part of the land and all this stuff. But if they put that Intercontinental title on Mustafa Ali just to break Gunther's record, and then he wins it back 2 weeks later, I'm going to be pissed. Because he's got a really nice streak going. He could potentially, I don't even know if, I think the Honky Tonk Man had the record for being the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time. And Gunther's got to be coming up on that. And if they have Mustafa Ali beat him just to win it back a few weeks later to start that streak all over again, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the fact that if the direction that they went in with McIntyre, if he didn't end up beating him for the Intercontinental title in the three-way with him and Sheamus, if McIntyre didn't take that strap off of him, and if Sheamus didn't take it off of him, you're going to put him in the ring against that. Not to take anything away from him, he's a great athlete.
Oh, he is.
He's a great athlete. He's a good ring technician. But if you're going to take the strap off of Gunther and put that on him at this, when you had the opportunity to put that strap on two other very worthy guys,
absolutely.
I don't get the whole battle royal itself that led to him winning that to get the number one spot. I thought it was a joke.
It was lame. It was bad. It was very, very bad. And
I found myself, I'm like, okay, so you're going to put yet another small guy against another big guy who has the strap. Like, what are we doing here? Yeah. There's number one, there's no heat. Number two, they don't match up. Three, one is a high flyer and the other guy has a chop, a couple of suplexes, and what?
I think they just did it because of where the pay-per-view is at. And it was do you remember years ago when they put and it was a shock to everybody, Jinder Mahal won the WWE Championship. And you know what? He only had it for about a couple of maybe 5-6 months or something like that. But he was I liked him. He was a wicked heel. He was a good WWE champion. But the only reason that they had put that title on him was because they were going touring in his part of the world. And they wanted to sell tickets, and one of their own is the WWE champion. Once the tour was all done and they weren't going back, they took the belt off him.
Right.
So maybe this is the whole thing, since they were going over there. And it was, you know what? Let's put one of their own in there in a championship match.
Makes sense.
I'm spitballing, but that's just me. If you want to sell some more tickets, but there's no way he's winning that. He's not beating Gunther for that Intercontinental Championship. My God, the other two members of Imperium are bigger than him. Gunther's just going to destroy him.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it, I'm like, yeah, at most, I'm giving this match maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah, maybe that's about what I give it. 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Gunther's going to make easy business of him. Now, I mean, maybe Hunter has different ideas for him. I don't know.
I hope not.
I would like to see Gunther get in the ring with someone more his size. Again, going back to a McIntyre or a Sheamus. Jesus, even a Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
Like,
that would be a different match. Bobby Lashley and Gunther. That would be different for sure.
Yeah. Like go in a different direction. And like not for the sake of like big guy versus big guy. I mean, Gunther, he's a good wrestler. He's big. He can mat wrestle if need be.
Yeah.
He's of course he's got, all of his chops and, his typical stuff, but I mean, if need be, like he is a ring technician for someone his size. I think put him in a match against someone like Lashley, I think that could work.
Yep, it would. But again, yeah, no, it would work, but not over there for this pay-per-view.
Not for this. No.
The World Heavyweight Championship Tournament Final. Seth Rollins and AJ Styles. This is going with Seth Rollins. I'm going to go with Seth. It's going to be a good match. It's going to be pretty high flying. It's going to be somewhat technical. I'll give it 30 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes. AJ coming back. They've just been pushing Seth Rollins so much over the last month. They're positioning him to win it. AJ's coming back from injury. I can't see them putting a championship on him yet. I think he still has one more run in him. AJ's 45, 46 years old. He's getting up there. Yeah, Seth Rollins is good. I say this is Rollins. He'll be the first inaugural World Heavyweight Champion for this belt.
I can see that. I mean, I've been thinking about this like ever since they announced the tournament and all the participants. I'm like, this is Rollins. This is his to either win or lose. And looking at the people that were in like the 3-ways and like the singles matches and all that kind of stuff, I'm like, this is going to go on Rollins. And I know that he's going to be taking some time off to go film whatever movie that is. It's a Marvel thing. Whatever
Rollins
it is. He is.
Oh, well, that changes everything then.
Yeah, it's apparently something else, something in the Marvel universe. Looking at him and his time that he's put in with WWE, and AJ is just coming back, like you said, he's just coming back from injury. I don't see them putting anything on AJ. I can totally see Seth Rollins picking up this belt. Now, the cool thing about this, about the strap, at least, is that this is going to pick up from the original lineage from when Randy Orton last had the World Heavyweight Championship belt. So you're going to take all that legacy that was leading up to Randy Orton when he last held, the big gold,
Yep.
you know, even when they put the WWE logo on it. So it's going to pick up right from there. So the winner is going to be first world heavyweight champion since Randy Orton.
Yes.
I won't be surprised if Seth ends up winning it, and then if Randy does come back. Now there have been some words that have been going around that doctors they've been saying, he's not coming back. He shouldn't come back. Randy's going to do what Randy wants to do. They said the same thing about Shawn Michaels when he had his back injury. I don't know if Shawn had if he had a fusion like Randy had. I know he had a back injury, but Shawn came back after like 4 or 6 years or whatever it was. If Randy wants to come back, if he's capable to do it, he's going to come back. I honestly don't think that Randy's done.
No, I don't think so either. There were speculation. It was people saying that he was at one event a few months ago in the back, just like seeing the boys. And supposedly now the rumors are he's been training for months. Now I don't know if he's been in the ring training or just like lifting weights and stuff. I just heard he was training. So, but yeah, I don't think he's done. Randy Orton has never been the person to do what he's been told. We'll put it like that.
No, not in the least. So I can totally see Seth winning. And then the next push is going to be him. Randy's going to come back. I can totally see some work between him and Seth.
I can see work between. I can see AJ Styles being in there too, because
yeah,
when I'll say if AJ loses Saturday, there's going to be return matches in there, and whoever, when the time comes, Seth drops that belt to AJ, he's going to come out and say, well, hey, I was in the finals with this guy. I deserve another shot. So I can see, I can see that.
Yeah. I mean, looking at this weekend though, he's a good talent. He's a high flyer. Like AJ, like he puts it, when you look at his matches, he puts everything into the man. And I'm not taking anything away from him, but like dude is just coming back from injury. Put a strap on him right away. I don't see it.
No.
It doesn't make sense to me. Seth has been cutting his teeth. My pick is going to be Seth Rollins. It's going to be about a 20-minute match, 25 minute. Wouldn't be surprised. And I think there's going to be some heat after that, like leading up to maybe SummerSlam or something like that. But yeah, I think Seth is coming out of this with the World Heavyweight title. And my pick, I think when the Viper comes back, when Randy Orton comes back, he's going to be challenging him for that.
Now, I agree with you pretty much on everything. I agree with you. Before I get to Lesnar and Rhodes, I want to talk about the United States title.
Okay.
Because as of now, full disclosure, we're recording Thursday evening here. There's no talk about that title being defended yet. Now, we still have tomorrow night's SmackDown. If they release something, if Austin Theory is going to defend that belt, I haven't heard a rumor. I haven't heard anything. So I don't know if Theory just isn't going over. Maybe they're not going to have him defend the title. I don't know. I haven't heard anything. And to be honest with you, I don't want to know anything. But I just find it funny that for the last weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, I don't think there's even been a mention of him defending the belt over there for this pay-per-view.
I haven't seen anything. And it's funny because we were texting a little bit today about this. And, you know, for me, I mean, it would make more sense. Okay, so Bobby Lashley, they killed all the heat that he had with going with Brock. They killed all the heat that he had going with the Australian dude. And you know, there's still an unopened door, or well, a closed door or unclosed door with between him and Theory. So I'm like, okay, so why don't we continue on with what's going on between him and Lashley? Like there's good heat there. Like I don't know why they didn't continue on with Lashley and Theory. Like they could have been going back and forth. Like that could have been going on for months.
Yes, I agree. But as far as the pay-per-view goes, now there's quite a few people not going to be there. And I know it's Night of Champions. There's only
Yep.
so many championships and all that stuff. But specifically the United States title, maybe Theory's got passport issues or visa issues, or I don't know. But again, there's still SmackDown tomorrow night. Pierce or Triple H or someone might come out and say, just realize it slipped through the cracks that you don't have a match for Night of Champions, so you're defending against Pee Wee Herman. You know, like it could be it could be anything. But as of now, as of Thursday night, 2 days before the pay-per-view, Austin Theory is not defending that US title, which I find, again, it's just weird to me. Like they've been building it up, and it's Night of Champions, and all the titles are supposed to be defended. Well, except Roman Reigns, because he's a douche, but excuse me. But the US title is a pretty major title. So I'm hoping tomorrow night they say, yeah, you're defending.
I mean, you know, and not to take anything away from Gunther, but like, you know, you look at the US title and Theory's been getting, you know, in terms of like, you know, the media push and, you know, ring, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, like he's out there, he's on the mic, and you know he's working.
Airtime. He's getting
it. He's getting airtime. He's working the crowd and everything like that. And like, okay, so why doesn't he have a match? Like, what are we doing here? You know, the fact that he doesn't have a match lined up for Night of Champions
at like the 11th hour. But again, we still have SmackDown tomorrow night.
We still have that. But I mean, like that's a major title. Like that's not like a TV championship where you're like, oh yeah, we're missing a match. Like this is a major title.
Yeah.
So like, why don't you have anything on the card? Like, what's going? What are we missing?
We'll find out tomorrow night for sure, because that'll finalize everything. Now, Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes. Jesus Christ. I'm to the point with this feud now where it doesn't entertain me anymore. When he, quote, broke Cody's arm the other night, it was Triple H kind of gave him the leg pat and just walked away. I don't even know where this is going. I have no idea where this is going or what they're trying to do. Maybe they do put Cody in there with his, quote, broken arm. It's the storyline just isn't making sense to me. It's fight, fight, fight. Yes, I get that. And Cody's still kind of sour because he didn't beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. But this whole Brock Lesnar thing is, I just don't. It's bothering me because I don't know where it's going. It just doesn't make sense to me. This match, I don't think it's going to go very long. I think it's going to be a 15-minute match. And I can see Brock Lesnar coming out on top. Because a healthy person with all healthy extremities in WWE cannot beat Brock Lesnar. Cody's going to come in there half his size with a, quote, broken arm and get a win like David and Goliath. I don't buy it. And I don't think wrestling fans would buy it either.
No, and I have to agree. I mean, I've been looking at this feud. I wouldn't even call it a feud. It's a spat.
Yeah.
Um, between Cody and Brock. Like I struggle sometimes trying to figure out, okay, where's the meat of this? Like where like what spawned this? And okay, so you're like, I think it was Corey Graves that said it on Raw one night when the night that it happened, and he's like, Brock was upset that Cody's match, went first or something like that, or whatever it was. Like I'm like that's not grounds for this kind of a rival.
No, it's almost like they're fishing. They're fishing and they're trying to do anything for this feud. And why
Yeah,
they still haven't really explained why Brock Lesnar turned his back on him that night and just
yeah,
beat the crap out of him. That's why
yeah.
this whole thing is not making sense to me at all.
No,
It's like there were plans and then plans got changed. So let's throw this together and let's just throw shit at the wall and see if it sticks.
yep.
Is literally how I feel about this feud because, like you said, it doesn't make sense. It's There's a lot of gaps that are not filled in. I'm ready to have the feud over, and I'm hoping it's going to come close to an end after this pay-per-view. I could see them do maybe one more and then get rid of it because it just doesn't make sense. And if Cody goes over on Saturday, I think a lot of fans are going to start like this feel good bullshit has got to stop.
See, though, that's the thing. They did that with Cody with his torn pec on set. They
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah.
They've done that already. Okay.
But Cody wasn't Brock Lesnar. God damn it, what a big bastard.
He goes into this match against Seth, torn pec. Okay, legit injury. Get it. I totally understand. Seth does his part in terms of selling it. Okay, Cody comes out on top. All right, then he's on the shelf for the next 6-7 months. I get it. Why does Brock turn on Cody? We still don't know. Like Brock, like he's been asked, like, what was the purpose of turning on Cody? And all he does is fucking laugh and smile while wearing a cowboy hat. We don't know. There's nothing. There's no meat to that.
Like I said, well, you said Graves was saying, oh, he got mad because Cody came out first or whatever. They're grasping. They're trying to find anything to piece together. And it's going to be, maybe they'll come out next. I did it because I'm jealous of you, or your old man did this, or, like I don't think they know why Brock turned on him yet. Like I said, it's they're throwing shit at the wall, hoping it'll stick. And I just want it overdone with pretty soon because I can't get into a storyline that doesn't make sense, and end it quick and move on to fucking something else. Like put him back in the championship picture where he was. You built him up since the Royal Rumble. He wins the Royal Rumble. You build Cody, you build Cody, you build Cody, you build Cody, and he fucking loses at WrestleMania. Okay. I get that because it was predictable. But now Brock Lesnar is coming down and he's going to fucking help Cody. Oh, I'm going to turn my back on you. Okay, well, that happened a long time ago. You have to fucking explain why it happened. And they're not doing that. Now Cody has a broken arm. I'm tough. I'm still going to fight Brock Lesnar. And like I said, if he fucking winds up winning this, it's, fuck me. I don't see how they can put Cody over because then it diminishes the legendary dominance of Brock Lesnar being the alpha male of our fucking species.
Yeah.
He's the beast incarnate, and they're They're going to fuck the whole thing if they put Cody over. I hope they don't, and that's why, like I said, I'm going with Brock Lesnar. I have to at this point.
I agree. I can agree with that. I mean, as much as I want to see Cody beat Brock and just be done with it, yeah. I think Brock needs to beat him, and just let's just fucking move on from it. But this whole thing, this whole like makeshift storyline. I'm wondering, how many cooks are in the kitchen? Like, who the fuck is the one that's actually like penning this story? Is it Hunter? Is it Vince? Is it what the fuck? Like none of this is actually making any sense.
It hasn't for a long time.
I don't understand the heat. I don't understand the friction between the two. Hopefully after this weekend that this is it for the storyline and we move on to something else. If they're panning to put Cody on the shelf again for another 6 months, hopefully they're not. But if that's what their idea is, okay, put him on the shelf for 6 months. Brock, you go do something else, and then we'll bring people back in, and then we'll come up with some other kind of a different story. But this is stupid to me.
And with that, guys, another episode is in the books. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Figure Four podcast. My name is Doug. We'll see you next time, and enjoy the pay-per-view on Saturday. Have a good one, guys.